How's it going, guys? And welcome back to the Foundry Reviews. It is I, Sly, and today we are going to be doing a review on Chapter 14 of The Mandalorian. I have Ken, I have John. How you lovely gentlemen doing tonight?
Hey, what's going on, Sluggles? We're doing pretty good. I'm excited for that Mandalorian. This episode, man, Ken, what'd you think?
This one's a good one as well. I liked this one was very combat heavy, which I do appreciate every now and again. I mean, this one definitely had fewer like plot points, but I really enjoyed the combat and some of the characters that came up in this one. I won't go into too much, we're about to go into it. So yeah, I enjoyed this one overall, though. It was a good one.
But yeah, Chapter 14, The Tragedy. How aptly named is that?
Yes.
Now, where do we begin?
I mean, that's the episode. It was a tragedy for me watching it afterwards. I've got many negative things to say, but I'll let you guys kind of take the guide here. Yeah. Last time we learned about Grogu and Mandalorian, their little adventure, their next team up issue. They're looking for stone. They're, as you call it, it's like a fetch quest. So to kind of give Grogu some guidance and whatnot to help him with his Jedi abilities, right?
He needs to go find a master. So she said, if he reaches out through the Force, place him on the Seeing Stone. Either he'll end up with a master, or you're stuck with him.
Yep, pretty much.
Great.
Yeah.
Easy.
What planet we go to, Ken?
This one they're going to Tython for the Seeing Stone.
For one, we go to this planet. I did not like the planet. I thought it was like it just kind of like
too plain.
Yeah, it was just too plain. I'm just like, what is
It was filmed in the mountains in California, literally like 30 miles.
Yeah, it looked like your backyard. It was just like they're like find a hill, and it looked like a short film. And I did not like this episode one bit.
But,
I feel like
I appreciate like that. Not every planet looks the same, but you're right. This could have had a different environment than a very bland. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that. It's very sunny outside, and it just looked like we filmed this in the backyard, like outside the studio, and like or something. It was something for sure. So, anyways, Mandalorian
could have made it a little more otherworldly. I agree.
Yeah, out of maybe there's a planet out there that's just California, the planet,
The planet. Yeah.
We do not recognize their government.
Just trying to detach itself from its own planet, And then, okay, so Grogu and Mandalorian. How are we feeling about Grogu's name?
I like it.
Yeah, Ken?
Yeah.
It's growing on me. At first I was like, what the hell? I thought they were gonna go. To be honest, I thought they were gonna go more like typical Star Wars with the weird naming and like have something like sound similar to Yoda because it's of the same species.
Kind
and
of like
okay.
Yaddle.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, they'll go with something with a Y just because
Yodel.
Yeah. So I thought that's what they were gonna go with, but they didn't, and I was like, okay. At first it was weird. It's grown on me. It's not my favorite, but I've gotten used to it. It's not too bad.
Especially because like not enough people are saying it, so it's like, I could get over it. Yeah, it's not like he's frequently being called Grogu, so meh.
When I think of Grogu, like I think of vomit green. I just think of vomit green, unfortunately. But yeah, it's growing on me too. So Grogu, Mandalorian, they find this stone at the top of the cliff. He just throws them on it.
Wall.
Yeah. And we got a big force field thing coming up, and then
jumping around, bud. Ooh.
What'd I miss?
He puts him on the stone, and he's like, "All right, go nuts." Nothing's happening, and then cue badass sound effects. We hear a ship entering the atmosphere of the planet.
Oh shit!
And he turns around, and any fan of Star Wars who recognizes their ships, aside from TIE fighters, knows that a legendary bounty hunter just came to the planet and shit's about to go down.
Yeah. What ship is it, my man? What ship is it?
It's Boba Fett's.
Slave One, baby.
Slave One. That's right.
And then he turns around. He's like, "We gotta go, kid." And unfortunately, plot writing, he's not going anywhere. There's a weird force field around Grogu. So,
Oh yeah, that comes up, and he's like, we gotta go, and he tries to grab him, and it pushes him away, which is weird because like he's the one doing it, right? I assume because he's reaching out with the Force, he's
Yeah.
created the force field or whatever you want to say. And he's like purposely like, no, man, I'm focusing. Get away.
Yeah.
I'm
Doesn't
now,
even
not
realize
now.
the danger.
Lord.
So yeah, he's like, all right, I'll leave you here. I'll go investigate, figure out what's going on, because he doesn't know what ship it is.
Right.
He doesn't recognize it.
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind at this next part. I swear to God, go.
So he goes down there, and lo and behold, it is in fact Boba Fett. But we also get an entrance of another character that we've seen in previous episodes, not this season, but in previous
Fact.
episodes.
And I called it last season too.
I'm actually kind of happy about this because I like the character, and I think I've talked about it before.
It's
but
so
we get Fennec
weird
Shand
though.
back.
Yeah, it's so weird though. Like she just pops up out of nowhere and she's like, "Hey, I'm back, and I've got robotic belly, even though you like saw me dead." Like what for? Like, it's so weird. Like,
It's not unheard of though, because at the end of that episode, we see some mysterious person walk up to her.
yeah, like they planned it out, but like even they had a whole season like between, you know, like it happening. It still feels like very weird to me.
Yeah, and I will say sometimes the interactions feel a little awkward, and I don't know why that is. Like it just feels a little unnatural.
I don't think
like,
she's
the-
a very
the
good actress.
conversation. I would disagree with that because I've
I
seen her in a
disagree
lot
with
of
that.
other good things,
Yeah.
and it might just be writing. Because
maybe that.
I've seen her in a lot of other things, and she's really, really good.
She nails her roles, not gonna lie. Yeah.
I mean,
So-
like, yeah, I'll talk. Well, I can't talk about other things yet, but like, yeah, she's with Boba Fett, and Boba's there for one reason only. Does he want the child? No. Does he want to kill Mandalorian? No. He wants his armor back.
For the armor.
I wonder why he waited so long to go get his armor. You know, why? Yeah, like I've been hunting you, Mandalorian. You know, it's like, season 1 was he hunting Mandalorian? Do you guys think? Or is just so happens he came across like barely missed him with that Fennec Shand situation?
That's a good question. He might have been like keeping an eye on him, but he had no way of knowing that he would find the armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
he knew Cobb Vanth had it. But
Yeah.
it's either he like at least maybe heard about Mando in the first season by coincidence after the whole Fennec Shand, you know, her getting gut shot, or like we assumed he was waiting on Cobb Vanth because we know that he lived among the Tusken Raiders because of his weapons.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And
True.
considering that Cobb Vanth and Mando, they teamed up with the Tuskens, he might have just missed him then. That one, you know, the first episode of this season when we got the big reveal. Who's this mysterious hooded clone?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, he's like, I want my armor back, bro. And he's like, you're gonna have to gotta take the Beskar off me. And it's like, I don't want your Beskar. And you're like, oh shit. Yeah, he's looking for, which is weird. Like, how come he wouldn't take the armor from like Cobb? Like, why wouldn't he approach Cobb with the same thing? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
too convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot that could be explained, and that there's too much left to the imagination in terms of why now, and why didn't you just kill Cobb Vanth when he got it? Or better yet, when the Jawas took it, why didn't you just waltz in there and murder the bunch of the midgets and just waltz out with your new set? I mean,
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't know that Cobb Vanth had it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only possibility in my mind that makes
Until
sense.
the
is he
very
didn't
end.
know, and then he happened to see it, and then he saw Mando go away. He was like, darn it, you know, that was my chance, and
yeah.
then
Maybe
he didn't
so.
get it till later.
That sounds like the most likely thing there, but it just seems, yeah, like there's weird like plot holes here, like tiny little things that just don't make a lot of sense, and that they really don't think that a lot of viewers would pay attention to, so they don't put in the extra effort to cover their tracks or make it make sense, you know, which is really disappointing because I don't like when media treats their audience like with lesser intelligence, you know. So like he's like, give me the armor. It's like, cool. And then we before 2 episodes ago, we found out that there was a little tracking device that was planted inside of Mando's
Razor Crest.
ship.
Yep.
The Razor Crest. And oh god, that poor ship. So we get a little visitation for some friends.
Yes,
Yep.
some friends.
Stormtroopers.
Some
couple
stormtroopers show up.
platoons.
Yeah, they fucking needed about 19 more platoons because these were absolute fucking idiots, man. I was so disappointed. I'm like, what's the point of having soldiers, you know?
If they're
Like,
expendable.
Not even that. They're just like, don't know. They just don't. They're stupid. They're all dumb. Like,
And remember, I feel like the justification for the stormtroopers being so idiotic compared to the clone troopers was because after Jango's death, the Kaminoans said they had to stretch his DNA. So, in other words, thanks to like having limited sources, we kind of made some, I hate to say it, but lesser than capable troopers.
yeah, because I know at some point they stopped using clones as well. Like,
Right.
I mean, we know this
Bad
because
training, I guess.
because we know this because of like just
That's
simple
true.
interactions between like stormtroopers and stuff like that. Remember like when they had
Go up here, go
Grogu
up
kidnapped and they punched him and everything? Like
Oh,
those were
stupid
clones.
scouts.
Yeah.
Right.
Missiles,
Obviously, yeah. Right.
And God, these guys were just idiotic, and man, it was not it was something trying to see Boba
Yeah.
pushing 50 or pushing 60, like trying to move around and stuff like that, do some cool attacks, you know.
Swinging
just-
around his spear.
Yeah, you know, just 15 feet away, stormtrooper, just like instead of just lifting his lifting his weapon to shoot, he just needs to get a little bit
Russian.
closer. He just needs to like, I really need to be like, and within range for you to attack me, before I attack you, because that's fair, and I'm honorable, and I'm a stormtrooper.
I feel like that's just classic Star Wars, plot armor.
It was just it. Maybe I was just like feeling a little negative because it was like I was really put off by the last episode, and now this. I was like, what? I was like, Boba Fett. He's just like, I'm here for the armor. Like I feel like Boba Fett would just waste Mando, not even chance it. Just waste him.
Like
Take
not
that.
even bother. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
maybe
like-
he feels a little bit of like
Like,
some
he's a little-
affinity since they're
I
they're
think
both
he's been
Mandalorians.
humbled after the past 10, 20 years because the Sarlacc, the end of the Empire, and then now living life as a hermit without his armor, his quest for vengeance is kind of ended.
Yeah, he just wants the armor. So maybe that's it. But then again, like I'm going off what I saw. The last time I've seen Boba Fett, I saw him do some bad stuff. Working with the Hutts, working with Darth Vader. Working with the Empire.
True.
That's like the last time we saw last time we saw Boba Fett. Now he's back, and he just seems to be a lot better of a person. And now he's working with Fennec, who's also like a known baddie.
Fair
Yeah.
enough,
Yeah, like they could easily just turn on each other, but apparently they have this code of honor between them somehow.
I know, right?
It's
like
which isn't like I guess they
Unheard
don't
of.
like. Yeah, they don't like. There's not like this code of honor between bounty hunters that like is like, that we see previously or something that would make it so that this would make more sense.
right. Like
guess.
I understand there's the guild, now, but I don't think that I feel like
It's supposed to
Fennec
be scum and
is,
villainy, man.
yeah, Fennec
Scum
is
and
below
villainy.
that because Boba was sent out on a mission to go get her, from the guild kind of thing. Maybe not directly from the guild, but like I feel like the guild would be on the lookout for someone of that like stature. Like I feel like there are bounty hunters. I feel like there are like I don't know.
Wait, are you saying Boba was a part of the guild?
No, I'm saying he wasn't.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I don't think he has that exact same honor, but like you said, he could be humbled and everything like that. So I just
For me, I take it from the Clone Wars back when he was a child, and I don't know if you remember the episode with Hondo, the space pirates.
Mhm.
He tells him to give up the location of the Jedi's they've held captive with Aurra Singh, and he tells him, it's the honorable thing. It's what your father Jango would have done.
Yeah, but then
So-
later on, he works with Darth Vader and established that he's also done some
That's
bad
true.
stuff later on.
He's kind of somewhere like in neutral lines. Like he's not afraid to cross over into the, I'm not exactly a good man territory, but at the same time, he's not really doing something that's like, this was my own plan.
I feel like that's just assuming quite a bit, just from like different like bits and pieces. I feel like just assuming quite a bit. I mean, like I think we
That's
want to
fair.
say like, oh, he's been humbled. I think they want you to think that too, but they need to show it. Like they need to actually have some evidence there to make us believe it instead of just like throwing up a bunch, because it just seems weird like how just immediately Boba Fett is, he's like, I feel like I'm going to help you now. I'm going to help you kill all these stormtroopers. Like I feel like he would say that's not my problem and book it, but he's just like, I'm going to help you and this girl as well who I saved, who's my like servant now. We're just a
Right.
duo, and now we're just a buddy trio. It just feels so weird and just forced and stuff like that when it just sounds too good to be real, and just like
Yeah.
I don't think it would happen. It's just not
It's
believable
not as
for me.
simple as him saying, in exchange for the armor, I'll protect you and the child. Yeah, it doesn't seem like something in character.
It just
for Boba.
seems
I get that.
so unbelievable, and that's why I just really did in this episode. Just like a ton of unbelievable stuff happened, just consistently. It's just even with like the stormtroopers, I was like, oh my god, like they suck. They suck so much. That was crazy. How I couldn't believe it was comical. Like it was like a comedy. Like
I think
them
that's what they're meant for.
rolling down rolling down rocks and stuff like that. I mean, like it was
the boulder, yeah.
yeah, it's funny. It was funny. And this dumbass stormtrooper is gonna be on a turret shooting rocks and shit like that. No, man.
E-Web will stop it.
Oh, god damn. But unfortunately, Grogu's taken. He got jacked. He was stolen, and then what happened?
By what?
You
I
might
watched
fast
the
forward a
Dark
little bit.
Troopers.
That's some dark troopers.
But yes.
Some dark troopers.
Yeah,
got
there's quite a bit of combat in between there, but is there anything significant that we missed within that combat piece? Because they fight the stormtroopers, they're dumb.
We see the Razor Crest is open, and Boba gives it a quick glance, goes off screen, and then, lo and behold, one of the most badass men to don the armor pops back on screen, and they gave him the justice he deserved, I think, at least, in terms of live action. Compared to Cobb Vanth in the first episode of the season, he knew how to use every part of his damn armor, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That was
Between
pretty badass.
His knee darts, his gauntlets on his wrist. I mean, he was just slaughtering them. They were like,
He even
"Fuck
used
this
his
guy."
rocket later on, which was
I
dope.
know, yeah. Freaking what? He like punched him with the rocket too. Oh, you're talking about the jetpack.
Yeah, the jetpack. Yeah. That one was dope.
Not that like he would have to actually use all of his gadgets and whatnot because they're so stupid. He really could have fought them all hand-to-hand combat because how useless these stormtroopers were.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, but it was pretty fucking cool. It was a lot of fan service, and they really paid attention and a lot of like attention to detail just with Boba unloading there.
Yes, for sure.
But yes, unfortunately, Grogu is abducted by 4 dark troopers that are pretty damn badass. They look like they're full-on robots at this point. They're no longer men.
Correct. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, they were, I think.
And then after that, Mando's sad. Fortunately,
Ship is blown up.
yep, his ship's
Gets his
gone.
spear back.
F in the
His spear.
chat for Razor Crest.
And then
Yeah.
Boba Fett, the nicest man in Star Wars so far. He's like, "I'll help you get your child back."
Well,
And-
because he told him that their deal was,
Armor for
what
the
was
kid.
it?
Yeah.
Armor. Yeah,
Exchange for the armor, I will ensure safe passage for you and the child. Yep.
right. So that's why it's a bit of a stretch, but he's like, I haven't done my end of the bargain, so I'll help you.
You should check. He's like, "How long is that thing gonna live?" He's like, "He's gonna be a kid for like another 50 years." He's like, "Are you kidding me? Like another 50 years? I gotta do this?"
What have I signed up for?
I
Damn it.
know.
But yeah, that's pretty much how the episode ends. So it's implied that he's gonna go off with the Boba Fett to continue this in the next episode. So it's kind of where we leave off, kind of as the episode title implies, tragedy, and we're also a cliffhanger right there. Like now we're stuck waiting until the next episode to see what happens.
Although we do catch at the end of the episode, we do see Moff Gideon with the child, do we?
I'm
can't
trying to remember.
remember.
Yes, yeah, because
Yes.
he's intimidating him because
Yeah.
he's cuffed up on the
Yeah.
ship in those like little force binding bracers.
Not
or
to
something.
mention, he's kicking the ass of a couple of stormtroopers.
Fucking
dragging them
surprise
around
there.
the room.
That was great.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you've been practicing."
Yeah. So that was interesting. Seeing I like seeing Moff on screen. It's nice when you have a villain, someone bad, and you show how bad they are, and them doing bad things and with bad
It's a badass
intentions.
weapon.
Yeah, it's cool when you do that because that's what you're supposed to do, and not just kill them off, Michael Biehn. All right.
Bane.
Oh.
It's appreciated. It makes sense like that. So it's gonna be all the more satisfied when the Mandalorian finds Moff Gideon and maybe fights him or something.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was I give that one a 4 for me.
Wow.
Damn, 4. Holy crap. Okay.
I
okay.
was-
Okay.
Bored to
Fortunately,
guts.
we will make up that difference because I'm giving this one a 9. I fucking
Why?
loved it.
How is
Because
that a 9?
between the orchestra, like the timing of the music and shit like that with corresponding scenes, my PP was hard. But you're right. There are some lazy inconveniences in it, and there's a lot of stuff that's left to like. I have to assume.
It was like a
and
bunch of
that's kind
sloppy
addicting.
stormtroopers. It wasn't even badass. It was just like sloppy soldiers. I feel like the spiders in episode 2 of the season were more deadly than them.
I mean, you are correct. I was more
That's it.
intimidated by those than the stormtroopers.
Yeah, they were more of like a threat.
But I won't go with 9, but I'll probably go more middle of the road, because I did enjoy this episode, and I agree with the points made. I'll go with a 7.5.
7 point fair.
I think that averages the whole thing. Yeah.
Go ahead and so that we're going with 7.5 as the episode there.
Let me work out that math real quick. +4 plus 7.5. Yeah, that's just shy of 7, so 6.8. You could say 7. Yeah.
Okay.
7.
7
Cool.
then. All right. So that's our official review on the 7. Yeah. Sorry guys, I just wasn't really feeling that episode. It was very cool. I don't mean to rain on any parades. It's awesome to see Boba Fett on screen. I'm really glad we got Morrison on there. He's great. It's great hearing that voice and everything like that, and just seeing like 2 Mandalorians, supposed Mandalorians on screen. You know what I mean? Like it was a really cool moment for sure. And
Yeah.
But
But it's good to hear the critical reviews too. I enjoy hearing the not just like we're all agreeing like, oh, this was a great episode. Yeah.
it's like, oh my god, Boba Fett. Like, oh my god, that was a 10. Holy crap, we haven't seen him forever. Let's give it a 10. All right. But
yeah, exactly. That would be boring.
Yeah. Also, Sly, you wanted to go super duper into the lore here on this episode. You said you did a little bit translating. You nerded the freak out.
Yeah, I did. At one point during, after the sad moment with the Razor Crest getting blown to shit and Moff Gideon smiling coyly, Boba Fett does us the pleasure of showing us his armor's chain code, which is in Mandoa language. And he pulls it up and he points at a few parts. He's like, see, this is me, Boba Fett. This is Jango, my father. In the translation, they canonized now that the Fetts are in fact Mandalorian. But technically, only Jango Fett is Mandalorian, and we know why. But for starters, Jango Fett's origin now is that he was a foundling, and he was rescued by the comic book origins, a man named Jaster. He took him in, I think, on a planet when he had his family killed. So Jango Fett is very much like Din Djarin in the sense that both of them had their parents taken away. Death Watch, or a rivaling clan in this case, technically Boba Fett's clan versus Din Djarin's, they are enemies. They're rivaling. So that might come into play later on, hopefully, or something.
That's interesting.
But yeah, on top of that, they also retconned what Boba Fett's armor is made out of. Up until, I guess, really this season, Boba Fett and Jango Fett wore Durasteel. It has now been upgraded to Beskar. So shout out to that.
Okay,
But
that's
yeah,
pretty cool though.
that's most of the lore that we were given that was kind of subtle and like under the radar. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's interesting though. I didn't know that stuff. But that's pretty cool. All right, but I feel like that's gonna be our wrap up here for this episode, you guys. That was Tragedy episode 14, right?
Yeah.
So hey, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to drop some support for the Sluggos, and you guys can find some more stuff down below in the description. And we'll see you guys later on the next episode for some more Mandalorian reviewing. But until then, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.